We're live. Are you ready to rumble? I hope you are, because I am. Joe Mitchell here with the 10-Minute Educator. And this is a Wednesday, and we are giving you Hot Tip Wednesday. Yeah, we're going to give you some good stuff. And we're in the productivity month. January is the month of productivity, and you are getting some amazing stuff. Now, this week we've been talking about the benefits of getting up early. Now, let's face it. If you want to be a high achiever, if you want to be somebody who really gets amazing things done, it's probably best to get up out of that bed early. Now, sometimes we tell ourselves, well, I'm getting old, or I need my sleep, or we go to bed at 2 o'clock after we've been eating nachos all evening. And, how can we get up early? Forget about it. Okay, well, we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about tips for getting up early. Even if you're going to bed at 2 right now, how can you turn it around? Okay, the first thing I want to really stress as we're doing these 10-minute educators is for you to be thinking, how can I apply this? How can I apply this? How can I put this into practice, even in a small way, even in the smallest way? By way of introduction, my name is Joe Mitchell, and I'm the founder of ActivateYourGreatness.com. I'm a high performance coach, and I teach people how to get the most out of themselves. I'm also a tapping expert. I teach people how to reduce stress and build self-confidence. And then I'm also a best-selling author and a Harvard Law grad. So, man, getting up early is one of the things that has really motivated me to get more done. I make a real effort, and I'm fairly successful with it, of getting to my office every day at 7 o'clock. And I really like that. At some point, maybe I'll push it back to 6:30. Who knows? But it's like that extra time, that time that I am there at 7, that I can do so many powerful, positive things. Okay, so earlier in the week, if you check some past posts here, earlier in the week we talked about some basic tips. Okay, and the basic tips are, no eating, no caffeine, couple hours, like many hours before bed. I'd say 3 hours before bed would be great. We didn't really talk much about screens. A lot of the sleep experts say that you should turn off your screens because the blue light keeps you up. And I think that there's really something to that, although I find that I use my cell phone quite a bit while I'm going to bed. So I don't really do that, but it definitely is something that is a powerful thing. I also told you that I take melatonin, which is a great drug. It's over the counter, of course, and it's great to also set your alarm across the room so that you have to get up. Okay, so these are some basic tips for how to get up early. But I want to dive a little deeper. But the first thing, whenever you're diving deeper into something like this, when you realize there's something that really requires motivation for you to change, the name of the game is why. Why do it? Why would you want to get up early? What's that about? Well, maybe it's about achieving some major goals of yours, or being more productive, or doing better in your job, or there's all kinds of reasons, but you have to have a strong why if you really want to do this, because it ain't easy. Let's face it, getting up early, especially if you're used to going to bed late, it is not easy. You are going to feel like crap, if you only get 5 hours of sleep. Or even 6 hours for me. If I get 6 hours of sleep, I can feel, that doesn't really do it for me. So I'm going to give you a couple of things. So the first tip is strong why. Really get clear about yourself. I'd say write it down. Strong why. Why do you want to get up early? Second thing, and this one you'll like, 2-step alarm. Okay. Now you don't have to do it this way. I mean, some of the the more drastic get up early kind of guys say you set that alarm across the room and you get up and you never go back to bed. And it's kind of like, really, you got to be tough. But I'm saying 2-step alarm, and I do this quite a bit. I set my first alarm for maybe 6.5 hours, and then I give myself an extra half an hour in bed. So my last half an hour in bed, I'm lying there awake. I'm not usually asleep. I'm lying there awake, but I'm relaxing. I'm listening to some powerful sounds, either music or binaural beats. I'm just really relaxing in a total, just, this is so great. And my body just loves it. So that 2-step alarm, sometimes when the second alarm goes off, you're feeling so much different than when that first alarm goes off. And it's so much easier to get up than if you just have one alarm and it rings. And then you're tempted to hit that snooze. This is kind of like hitting the snooze, but you're still getting up early. So the next tip is start your day with joy. Do something joyful for yourself at the beginning of the day. And that might be going outside. That's a really great thing to do. Going outside, or it might be exercising, which is also a great thing to do. Might be dancing. You could dance. One of the things that I do, which is totally crazy, and it comes from my early yoga background. I'm a certified yoga teacher from way back. And I don't really tout that much because I don't teach yoga right now. But one of the things that I do is I do a handstand every day. I get up, I do a handstand. Of course, it's against the wall, but I do a handstand. And that really makes me feel great. So when you're making this transition, you got to realize that, first of all, this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy necessarily. I mean, maybe it would be for you. Okay, and I would really suggest that you go in little portions, so that instead of trying to get up 2 hours earlier, why don't you try to get up a half an hour earlier, or even 15 minutes earlier, or even 10 minutes earlier. And if you do that every week or every 2 weeks, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, in 2 months, you're getting up 40 minutes earlier. If you do it every 2 weeks, 10 minutes every 2 weeks. So that's a big change in 60 days. But realize that it's not going to be easy, and that you may be tired, but don't go back to bed. Just, shake yourself out, do a little stretching or breathing or something that's going to keep your energy going. But going right back to bed is not the best thing. The best thing to do is to use naps during the day. Take 20 to 30 minute naps. I sometimes take shorter naps, but a 20 to 30 minute nap, if you're tired, you do that once or twice, I'll tell you, you'll be totally rejuvenated. So you got that? Strong why, 2-step alarm, start your day with joy, and be realistic, and then use naps. So that is a bunch of ideas for you. Now the question is, how are you going to apply even just a little bit of that? What could you do? Maybe you try the 2-step alarm. Maybe you'll start dancing in the morning. Maybe you'll take a nap. All things good. So thank you so much for listening. You can go to my website and get 2 free chapters of my book, The Art of Joyful Achieving. If you would like, it is on me. And of course, there's other free resources there. And you can also sign up for a session with me. I'd love to give you a session. I'd love to help you to be more of a high achiever. Just bring me a little motivation, and I'll bring you some results. And it's free. Thanks so much for joining me. Joe Mitchell, activateyourgreatness.com. Have a great day, morning, evening, whatever time it is you're watching this, go for it. Over and out.